you guys. I'm thrilled. I'm a little nervous. My sister's here. She just got married to a wonderful guy. His whole family is here. And they like me and think I'm a nice girl, and I'm gonna say horrible things in front of them. Grandma D, I am sorry in advance for what you are about to hear. Okay, I've only ever done one pun in my life, and it wasn't on stage, it was at work, where I'm a social worker, so it was wildly inappropriate. But do you want to hear it? It's my one pun. Get ready to groan. So I work in emergency mental health, and we have a treatment facility as part of what we do. So these two women were in the treatment facility, and they both have this diagnosis where part of it is they always seek medical care and always want medical care for stuff they don't really have, but they seek out the medical care. And they kind of have a romantic thing between the two of them. So someone told me they were both over there, and I was like, oh, you guys, there's going to be a lot of carpet munchausen going on next door. Thank you for laughing. Nobody laughed at work. Not a one of them. I am an emergency mental health clinician, so I get paid to evaluate other people's mental health. What? Can I tell you, there were books and stuff we were supposed to read in grad school. I didn't read them. I mostly take my training from pop culture. I think that's much more responsible. My favorite source of inspiration is RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes! Oh my God. I love that show so much, but it makes you feel so bad about yourself, right? You watch and you're like, my God, these men are the most beautiful women I've ever seen. You catch yourself in the mirror, you're like, God, get your shit together. And put on a little mascara once in a while. So I'll use quotes from, God, the contestants on RuPaul's Drag Race are full of magical wisdom nuggets, way better than anything I could come up with. So I'll quote them, but I don't want my clients to know that I'm billing their insurance for advice from TV drag queens. They frown upon that. So I'll be like, Mark Twain once said, everybody falls down, but when you get back up, bitch, you better look sickening. You look sickening and you make them eat it. They're like, Mark Twain said that? Yes, he published it under his lesser-known pen name, Latrice Royale. Mark Twain quotes, you guys. Social work is me by day, by night. I'm a comic. I love it so much. I love great shows like this with wonderful people who come out to see them. It's just a blast. I get to do comedy in some wacky places sometimes. And I got to do comedy recently at an anime convention, and I dressed up as Jem from Jem and the Holograms. I figured, that saying, when in Rome, look like a moron? So I did. And I wore this big blonde, big 80s blonde wig, and I showed my dad, and I was like, what do you think? And he goes, you're going to the anime convention as Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife, Beth? She's an anime character. And I realized if you're a heavy woman and you dress up as a celebrity, people always think you're a different fat celebrity with similar hair. When I was little, I went for Halloween as Cleopatra, knocked on my neighbor's door at trick or treat. He goes, oh, Roseanne, great costume. I was like, I have a plastic snake on my head. He's like, I remember that episode. You look terrific. Kit Kat, you were going to anyway. I did! You're goddamn right, I did! Give it up for childhood obesity, everybody. So I did something a little out of character for myself at this anime convention. Maybe it was in character for Jim, and that's why I did it. I hooked up with a stranger. Again, Grandma D, if you want to step out for a minute. This would be the time. So I saw this guy at the anime convention who was gorgeous, and I was like, oh, he's here, something's wrong with him, and I was right. Surprise, surprise! Turns out he's a brony and a furry. You guys know what those are. I didn't. I had to Wikipedia them. Brony's a grown man who watches the My Little Pony cartoons, and a furry is a person who wants to be an animal. So part of me was like, don't do it. And the other part was like, oh, well, here's the thing, he's super hot and really weird. He's like sexy, low-hanging fruit, easy pickings. Right? So I hit on him, and how I did, I was so smooth, he goes, I was like, geez, tell me about furry stuff. I just find that fascinating. And he gets real serious. He goes, do you ever wonder what it would be like if your ears were on the top of your head instead of the sides? And I was just like, all the time. Yeah, it's the only thing I think about. Do you want to make out with me? And he did. Yay! So I brought this stranger back to my hotel room. I was so lucky I wasn't murdered in some like creative and interesting way. They found her with a raccoon tail lodged in her trachea. Oh my god! I lucked out on that one, you guys. But I gotta tell you, I never do this. And John's family, I never do this. Tell my dad that next time you see him. I never hook up with strangers at anime conventions, except for all the time. So I brought him back to my hotel room, and he's so handsome, and he like sprawls out on my bed, and he goes, come here, which is the fucking best, you guys, right? Like a sexy person on your bed beckoning you is like your birthday and Christmas together. So he goes, come here, and I was so nervous I couldn't move, so I just like stood against the bureau and gave a weird acceptance speech. He's like, I just want to say that this weekend is so fun.